Back in action. Let's get it. Let's get it, man.
We back, baby. I look tired because it's early in the morning, but we back. First day.
Day one. Feels good, man. I feel awkward when I'm not playing football, man. So feel good to be back at it, man.
Camp time, ready to work. Let's go.
Start of it all. Start of it all.
Back to school. Back to school.
Feeling great. Doing great. Ready to go.
Y'all know my slogan. Stay tuned and stay hydrated. It's gonna be a great. Solid.
Good morning, good morning.
First day of school vibes.
I feel like I'm reporting for school, man.
Feeling great. Excited for the year. Let's get going.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm Spicy Raider Girl here with Mighty Thor. That video gets me excited. That video gets me excited. Training camp is here. The vets reported yesterday. The rookies reported on the 18th. And it's I guess it's that time of year. We got our drinking game alert tonight, and it's training camp. Well, it's supposed to be training camp. So, training camp, whatever you want to drink to or just drink. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Remember, if you're watching over on Facebook, if we're on Facebook tonight, I don't even know, but come over to YouTube and make sure to subscribe, share, light that torch, hit that like button. What's going on, Thor?
Just chilling, excited also. One of the things that got me excited today when I hopped in the car, I had to run over to Albertsons or whatever, and I turned the car on and the radio came on and it was JT. JT the Brick. And JT is so fired up, and just hearing the excitement in his voice got me even more excited. Just talking about, the hope. Every season this happens right before the season. Everyone starts anew. Everyone's 0-0. Everyone got the shot, right?
Right.
And so, we watch a lot of I don't know about all of us, but some of us watch all the Sports Center, all these damn shows with Stephen A. and all these jokers and Colin Cowherd and all these people, and who constantly bash us, right? In which, let's be honest, we haven't won a playoff game in 20 years, so sure, they have the right to bash us. But we watch our YouTube shows, like the fellow Raider content creator shows, and we listen to them, and then a lot of times it's kind of like you'll hear this, like the excitement of the Raider fans, and you'll hear the dissing of the other fans. So it kind of throws you pulls you both ways. But then when I get on the radio and I hear JT and how excited he is, because he's a real Raider fan. He's been our dude for 20 plus years, and the excitement in his voice, talking about seeing players back out there, not pads yet, but, T-shirts, whatever, shorts, running little drills and stuff. Just the excitement could get me so fired up, even more so. And I can't wait. We're 2 weeks away, I think, from 2 weeks today, right, from the first preseason game. So, that's literally 2 weeks. The older we get, time
I didn't
flies.
even realize that. Honestly, I didn't even put that into perspective that it was 2 weeks. They got to play a game with 2 weeks of practice. That's incredible. I didn't know that. Well, I knew that. But I didn't realize
preseason game is one's going to play. No one's going to play in that first preseason game. It's the Hall of Fame game, especially no one.
Totally.
Pretty much everyone who plays will be getting cut. But just to see people come out with pads on, and you might get one hit or whatever, one good throw and catch by a guy who's probably not. Neither guy will be on the team when it's all said and done. But just to see it, and know you're so close to it really counting. So
yeah,
the excitement is real right now.
It is
really
real. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We are going to bring in a friend of the show here, but before we do that, I want to say what's up to the chat line. Raider Nation Unlimited, featuring Wasted Talent. Thank you for being here. Jesse, Thanks for being in here. We appreciate you. I know there's a lot of people that thought we were going on a little bit earlier, so thanks for your patience. Hell yeah, For Life is back. That means Raiders football is upon us. Salute, Thor and Spicy. Salute to you. You know, that's right. We are back. More Raiders. That's right. More Raiders. Check this guy out. I was just on his show. If you want to circle back and watch that, make sure to subscribe to his channel as well. It was a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to be back on his show. I put up your link and I'll blast it up there as well. Halo Raider, nice to see you in here. And we've got Black's Mob Raider. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And let's bring in a friend in the building. We haven't seen him in a while, but here he's back. Nevada Nick
was good.
Welcome back to our show. We've been on a hiatus for a bit, but happy to see you, my friend.
What's going on, guys? I'm ready for football. I'm like the only person. I'm ready for summer to end. So many people love summer. Fall's my favorite season. That first Sunday of football season is like Christmas morning to me. I can't wait. I'm ready for football season.
Hell yeah. That's usually my birthday week, too.
Senor, what's up? We got Senor Raider up in here. Yeah, we're all excited. And for fun, I would say, as Raiders fans, I mean, we're always excited. We always excited, of course. But now I feel like the excitement, like we have something more to be excited about now, right? Like I don't want to be negative here, but I don't want to get my hopes up too high either because we all know 2016 playoff game. We all thought we were gonna do great the following year. We're like the only reason we didn't do well because Derek Carr was broken. Well. Yeah. Losing season, following season. So
I think everybody'd agree that this is the best team the Raiders have had since the Super Bowl team. I mean, that's pretty much I think obvious. So now there's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah.
Finally, we were just talking on the commissioner's show before this about potentially having the first of for a very long time the three hitting 1,000 yards with Waller, Davante Adams, and Renfrow, and I thought that was an interesting conversation. They had mentioned that it hadn't been happened since 2002 for the Raiders, and then it's only happened a few times. But what do you guys think? Do you think that that's a possibility for the trifecta, if you will, of the 1,000 yards for those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. I mean, it's. Go ahead, Thor.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I actually think that it did not happen for the Raiders. I think that what they said was it was Tim Brown and Jerry Rice.
Oh, yeah, no, it was the closest they got.
Gardner as the running back had like 960-something receiving yards. So we barely missed it, but it hasn't even happened in the NFL since like the Arizona Cardinals with Larry Fitz back in like 2010 or 2008 or something like that.
That's right. That is what they said. Thank you for clarifying.
But yeah, I think it's a possibility. I mean, if there's somebody that doesn't do it, obviously I think it's going to be Renfrow. But you need things to go your way too. Obviously, health. You need all the players to stay healthy. And look too, Adams. I mean, with the Packers, they didn't really have anything but Adams receiver-wise. There's going to be a lot of times he's a decoy, essentially. And I was saying to Thor earlier, he's going to open up the middle of the field so big for Waller and Renfrow. I think they both should have big years. It's going to be exciting. They're going to throw the ball, and it should help them in regards to the run game too, because you're going to want to probably keep an eye have two guys keep an eye on Davante Adams, so it's going to take guys out of the box.
Yeah, I think to me, like Nevada Nick said, because we're talking a little bit right before, and to me, I think that it would be nice, it would be cute, but I don't care about cute. I think to me, what's bigger is the running game gets off. And then that helps the defense out a ton. It just everyone. It gives them rest. I don't think you need to do that. Could they do it? I think they could. I think Renfrow might put up monster numbers this year because, I mean, honestly, you've got to focus so much on Davante and Waller that I think Renfro could have a field day. So, and obviously him and Carr have something together from what we saw last year. So, I think it could, but I think that's not the way we need to win. I think it's cute if Derek Carr throws for 4,900 yards. Ooh, who cares? I think it's more beautiful if because you have this receipt, all three of these receivers that everyone has to worry about, Josh Jacobs runs maybe as hard as any running back in the league. Now he's always getting hit 2 and 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and turns that into a 1 yard gain or no yardage lost kind of thing. But now if he's able, and you have a new blocking scheme, a run downhill kind of power running game instead of this zone blocking shit that isn't really working out at all. I think that makes that so much. You to me throw the whole, when everyone expects you to throw the ball all around like crazy and you're able to run the ball down their throat, you take the heart out of a team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, possibly, but to me, that's just being cute.
Yeah. No, I agree. Run the ball is important. I mean, and like I thought when the Raiders had the most success at the end of the year, you saw them starting to have success running the football. It's when the Eagles, won the Super Bowl, we were very balanced, and not just that too. Thor, you want to get into those third and manageables. You don't want to have 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7 or longer. You want to have 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, because then that defense can't play you and just tee off. They don't know. You might run the ball. You could throw the ball. So, yeah, I agree with that. And Renfro wise too. Don't forget, McDaniels is a coach now. He coached Welker. He coached Julian Edelman. So he knows how to get those slot receivers the ball. Yeah. And I really think Renfro should have a huge year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, what do you make, Nevada Nick? We've talked about this a little bit on our show, but what do you make of, the Raiders not signing Josh Jacobs for that 5th-year option, and then in turn, signing a running back in Zamir White? I mean, what do you? I want to put my opinion. I'll just say, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, look, with running backs especially, it's a tough world in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And like they say, it stands for not for long. And running backs, you're seeing it. I do not think, especially after McCaffrey's contract now, you're not going to see running backs get paid a lot of money. Gurley didn't work out. McCaffrey now, it looks like that contract didn't work out. But you know what? As a Raiders fan, I would look at it as like, look, he's got a prove-it year. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe he comes out and balls out, and it motivates him. And if it doesn't, then I hate to say it like this, but if you got a good team, running backs are almost interchangeable. You can go find one in the draft. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good guys there. Running backs more, there's a couple special ones, but running back's a position almost more. It's like the team around you. You can find other ones. Don't get me wrong, I love Josh Jacobs, but he's had some injury issues, and we'll see what happens. But I think it'll be better for him because he's going to want to go try to prove his point and get that contract.
Yeah, I agree. I think having some pressure is only going to make him better, and maybe Zamir White can prove himself too. And we have 2 kick-ass running backs at the end of the day.
Yeah, and they still have Drake too, right? I think you still have Kenyon Drake, right?
Yeah, Kenyon Drake came back today too because he was. They were worried about him. I think they threw him on the PUP list, right? Yeah. And then literally the next day he was off, and he's back. To me, Kenyon Drake is just. I think the coaching staff, the New England kind of football, right? And like you said, running backs are so interchangeable and whatever. And Reef, it is a little disrespectful to Josh. It is the way they're doing him, but it's a cold game out there in these streets in the football world. So yeah, it is a little disrespectful to him. But I see, and you're right. I agree with him. It's a setup that he won't get the workload like he should, even though, like you said, Nick, them last 4 games, running the ball was so huge and so key. I hope that this, with the change of the zone blocking, the power blocking scheme, this allows them to give him a lot. But we know how New England was. They had all kind of running backs you never heard of. And one dude would go off for like 150 yards and 3 touchdowns in a playoff game, and you never hear from him again. I don't even remember their names, Nevada Nick. I'm sure you remember some of their names.
Yeah, well, and it seemed like they have a guy.
Yeah.
They had Sony Michel, and then he had gone. The one guy that stuck was the, you know what? It's going to drive me crazy now. I can't think of his name, but was the guy who always caught the ball out of the backfield, and he was there for a long time. But yeah, no, it's we'll see if McDaniels kind of keeps that way of thinking. But I do think he will run the ball because that's what they did in New England. So I do like the fact that I think he will. He knows you need to at least to try to establish some sort of running.
Right. Yeah, no, I think so too, and that's why I think that it's not as big a setup, Reef, as you think, because I think I've been trying to tell people I'm the only one when I listen to all these Raiders shows, and we're just like the people on TV. We're like whoever. We all have our opinion of what we think. So what I think is that they're going to run the ball a lot more than everyone thinks. So I don't think that I just don't think that Derek Carr is going to. Everyone bets the overs on his over-under yardage total. I'm one of the few people that says unders. Let me give you a gambling stat, Nevada Nick, because I know you're a gambler. The other day, the All-Star game, I was just throwing $20 on the game just to watch it because otherwise I wouldn't even watch it. And I took the American League because they were the dog. They were like plus $1.03, whatever. And they won 8 or 9 in a row.
Right.
And I took the over. It was 7.5. I get home. I'm about to watch the game. I see them come up before it, and there was a stat. 99% of people who bet that game bet the over. Who bet the over-under? As soon as they said that, I said, oh, shit, I lost my bet. I don't even got to watch the game. It was 3-2 in the third inning, and that shit ended 3-2 because the majority of people think one thing generally goes the other way. So,
well, plus, I believe in great pitching beats great hitting, just like I believe great defense beats great offense. It's just just a simple. I mean, I still believe it, and that's why. It's how it goes. And speaking of defense, the Eagles. Oh my God, the Raiders defense. Got a lot better too. I mean, Chandler Jones is a stud. I mean, to his last 2 years, the full seasons he's played, 14 forced fumbles. I mean, that's basically a forced fumble every other game. That's an impact player. And, he's had seasons of 19 sacks, 17 sacks. I mean, to put him on the other side of Crosby, quarterbacks are going to be – you're going to keep your head on a swivel with those two guys coming at you.
Right on.
So with this exciting season ahead, a lot has been said to the offense and the receivers and things like that. But what do you think is kind of the weak link, if you will, of what's the missing piece? What's the missing piece here? You think?
Obviously, I think the weakest is the offensive line. Just being, I wish they would have made a couple moves with the offensive line, but I think they're looking at it hopefully with coaching. And a different system in, maybe you can get Leatherwood to play better. The two they drafted last year.
I think they will.
Colton Miller is really good. Obviously you get Denzel Good back. I think he showed glimpses of playing well. You need consistency out of him. So that would be their biggest weakness is the offensive line, and then a little bit in the secondary. But I think. Trading Ndakwe and getting Rock Ya-Sin from the Colts, he's a good player. So I think their secondary is young and is on the come up. So I would say offensive line.
Yeah, I would agree with that on the offensive line. However, I feel like the fact that we didn't address the offensive line as much as a lot of people thought we were going to makes me believe that they like some of these kids. So, I mean, I still call him Leatherhead because I have no respect for him yet. But we drafted
Look at
that
this fool.
dude.
Only Reef here. Look at this fool.
Oh yeah, no, hey, Reef,
Only
I ain't
Reef.
mad at you. I ain't mad at you, my brother. I ain't mad at you.
What's
But
the upgrade?
anyway,
What's the upgrade? Come on.
but anyway, back to Leatherhead. So Colton Miller, we can agree Colton Miller is solid,
Yep.
right?
Yep, he's
So,
good. He's
if
fine.
anyone here tries to say they did not talk shit about Colton Miller his rookie year, they were lying. The only person I know, and Q is in here, he can attest to it, is the homeboy Serge. And Serge said, man, when offensive linemen, rookies come into the league, you have to give them a year minimum if you throw them right into the fire.
Yeah.
So give him next year, and we'll see. So as much as I've been talking shit about Leatherhead, I keep going back in my mind and thinking about what Serge told me with Colton Miller because he struggled his first year.
Well, Thor, they've been moving him around too, and I don't like that either. People don't understand it's not easy as a lineman. You're changing everything around. You know, if you go from guard to tackle, obviously guard, you don't worry about the outside rush. You know what I mean? Because you're protected by the center and the tackle, and then just technique everything. So that's one thing I would decide, hey, is he going to be a right guard or a right tackle, and go with it. But yeah, I mean, look, we'll see. He's a big boy, but they got to get him going because if you can get him playing, it's obviously with Colton Miller, it makes the line better, and that's gonna be a big thing, and that's the problem too, because where they are the weakest is run blocking. So hopefully they improve.
So yes, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nevada Nick.
No, you're good.
If you want to finish, no, I was going back to Reef's statement, quarterback, when everyone laughed, and with a weak offensive line, I believe Reef's statement is pretty true. And everyone could be mad at me, but that scary ass bastard is not like you can throw a Mahomes or what's his name who just signed a crazy contract who fuck him because
Kyler
he
Murray.
should have played for my Oakland A's. He should
Can
have
I
been
just say,
playing
did
out
you
here
hear
in
that
Vegas
stat
for
about
the
that
AAA
contract?
team. Huh?
That stat about the contract, yeah. I'm still mad at Kyler Murray because he shouldn't have robbed the A's of that draft pick.
Yeah, exactly. He should have been playing right out here for the AAA team in Vegas.
Or he should have let the A's actually draft someone who wanted to play for them. But
Right.
this number
He
is
would have
crazy.
just came out and said, "I'm going to play football," and let the A's draft someone.
What he's making this year is more than this upcoming season is more the entire A's payroll.
Yeah.
It's like 41 million the A's have for the entire payroll, and then I don't know, he's like 46 million or something. I don't know exactly. And I'm not mad at him for taking the cash grab, but you know what? He should never even entered the MLB draft and had our team waste the draft pick. So
right, exactly. So yeah, sorry, got off track there.
I digress.
If the O line is crap, then the quarterback is a weak link because he's not Mahomes or Kyler Murray or someone of that caliber who can get out, even Josh Allen or someone who can get out and who's not scary and will fall down. But I want to look and read all the questions too. So I Am the Bay is in here and came up with something really good that we can touch on.
Can we talk about the lack of CB depth? Also, how small.
Yeah.
Right. We are in the middle of the D line. Max and Chandler don't play inside. Let's really talk about it. 100.
Right. Yeah. Well, Jonathan Hankins is a good player. Now he isn't obviously big, but it's a different league now too. I do look. You got to be able to stop the run.
Hi.
But it's a league that throws the ball, and I think they're looking at their division. And that's why their division, if you notice, they're all lining up on defensive ends to get to the passer. Khalil Mack obviously coming to the Chargers, Randy Gregory going to the Broncos, Chandler Jones coming to the Raiders, because they know these are teams that are all going to throw the football. I mean, so yeah.
Right. And like Reeve said, though, we lost 3 defensive tackles. Like he said, on the inside, like obviously Max and Chandler are coming from the outside.
Right.
So on the inside, that's why obviously we'd all love to get Ndamukong Suh. However, I just don't think I think that's just there's been a bunch of talk for a long time. I don't know. I mean, maybe I feel like the way the linebacker situation is, they might be trying to run something a little different. Maybe sending more blitzes up the middle. I think we're going to be playing a lot of kind of different defense to me that we're not used to. To me, they have to have, when you come into a situation, you come in with an idea and how you're going to go about, how you're going to go about making that work. And I think that's why they drafted the way they did. I think that's why they did not address certain things. Now, the fact that injuries come along hurts. We lost 3 defensive tackles, but who knows how hurt they are. It's the beginning of training camp. Are they going to miss a week and be back? They just really needed an extra week off or something. We'll see. The cornerback situation, I'm tired of what's his name, man, who's always hurt. Mullen. Trayvon Mullen, or what is it? However you say it. So I don't know. I like Rocketson at safety. I mean, obviously, Hobbs to me is pretty goddamn good.
He was a nice surprise last year. He really was.
Definitely a nice surprise. Is like a 5th round pick or something, So we'll see. I just don't. I think that we do have a few holes here and there. I don't know if at this point we can fill them. I don't think any team is perfect. My whole argument, and one of the reasons I always got on Derek Carr's ass too, was, hey, we just got to outscore motherfuckers because our D ain't all the way there, and it's not going to be all the way there. Throw goddamn touchdowns and stop kicking field goals. Get the ball in the end zone. So we just got to outscore people. That's
let me ask this. I know you're almost up on your time, so let me ask you this before we let you go. Do you think, okay, two-part question, kind of the same thing, that there's a chance for all AFC West teams to make the playoffs? And if you think there's a chance, you think it will happen?
I mean, there's always a chance.
I don't say always.
There's always. Well, look, the AFC South is weak. I mean, I think only a team comes out of there. The AFC East, the Bills are going to make it. I mean, look, there's a possibility, but look, I think too. I think the Broncos are a little overrated. Yeah, Russell Wilson's going to help them, but they're making it out like those young receivers are great. They're not DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and what he had in Seattle. So, and their offensive line isn't. They're making it out like it's like the best offensive line in football. So, and look, it's a new coach. He's going to have to transition a little bit. And look, the Chargers every year. The Chargers are going to be better, make the playoffs, and they never do. I do not like the Chargers coach. I like the team, but I don't like the coach. Their coach is. I lost some money on him last year. He is not a good coach. So, I do think definitely. I think it's a very good possibility 3 teams do. I don't know about 4 because that's basically you have every spot essentially. But I definitely think that there's a good possibility 3 teams make it.
And where you got the Raiders landing?
I think they're going to make the playoffs. I do. I mean,
do you think they win the division?
Honestly, I wouldn't be stunned if any of the teams won. That's how close this division is and how good it is. Really, it wouldn't stun me. I think they have a shot. I mean, everybody's, look, you got to give the Chiefs the nod because they've been they're the favorite, but I think they got a shot. I mean, look, the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill. I said to Thor earlier, I think you're going to see Kelsey take a dive because I think teams now are going to say take Travis Kelsey out of the game. And, obviously they get the kid from the Bears, but we'll see. I think the Chiefs and the Chiefs are on the downhill in regards to their defense. Now they got some draft picks and drafted some young guys, but draft picks are draft picks. Like, man, I want to see you play on the field. I'm not all about that hype and So I could see it. I could see it. Yeah, I think they can win the division. I really do.
Yeah.
Especially as well,
So,
offensively.
Nick, you should be betting us to win the division then because you're getting the right price. You know what we are to win the division?
Well, I think isn't it like 4-1, 3.5-1, something like that? Or is it more?
Plus $5.50 or $6, depending where you get it.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are a great pick too at 2-1.
That's the right price. That's definitely the right price.
No, I agree with you. It's that is a real good price. Like I said, it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I got to look. I got to look at their schedule from start to finish too. So that's one thing I'm kind of interested to look at because sometimes too getting that start, a good start, because that's hurt them last year. You had to win all those games at the end, and I know it worked out, but the Raiders need to get off to a good start because we all, as you guys know too.
We got off to a good start last year, though. That's why we were able to win the last 4 and get in. We got off to a good start. We were in first place after like week 5.
Right.
And then we fucked around and lost to like the, I don't know, Chicago Bears or some nonsense. And I mean, just the problem with us. We fuck around and lose to teams we have no business losing to. And then
like the Giants last year.
Like the New York Football, huh? How the hell we lose to them, Joe? That's disrespectful, man. It's just like they just don't show up. So I don't know. We'll see. I think is a huge, like rough. Our schedule is really rough at the beginning and a little rough at the end. But we need to get off 4-1, 3-2, and then we got a real shot to win the division because we play San Diego / LA, whatever the hell they are, and Kansas City in the first 5 weeks. We play Tennessee Titans. That's a conference game that could be very important, depending if we're trying to win the division and be a 1 or 2 seed. So the first 5 weeks to me are really crucial.
Yeah, but you know what, Thor, you're right. If they get out of that stretch 3-2, you look at their schedule after that. I mean, they go Texans, which at home you should win. At the Saints, very winnable game. At the Jaguars, they better win. Colts at home, they beat them last year. So right there, you have 4, I think, games they will be favored and should win. So, and look, one thing there, you do catch a break. You get the Cardinals in the second game. D-Hop will be on suspended. So those are some of the things that got,
right now we're an underdog. If you want, bet us money line right now.
But that helps. You play D-Hop. You play the Cardinals earlier in the year when D-Hop's out because they're going to be lethal offensively as well. Once D-Hop gets back, with him, Hollywood Brown, and Rondell Moore, that's going to be a pretty good receiving core.
Right. So good thing we got them early, right?
Yeah.
Yo, everyone's wondering where your Raiders hat is, Nevada Nick. Brother Moon just started a collection for you.
I'll wear it. I'm a Raiders guy now.
Oh yeah, he is. That's right. We love it. Hey, we be recruiting.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna send you one.
Here's the training camp.
Everyone cheers to Nevada Nick for that.
And look, too. I mean, the team, the Bengals, I didn't think the Raiders even played that well. And they, so they're not that far off.
Right. Yeah, we really did. We damn near should have won that game, man. It's just a couple key plays by a key player that didn't come clutch enough. Even though people say he comes clutch a lot, and I'm like, he never in a playoff game though. Only been to like 2. Let them know, Reef, if you're still in here. Reef's the only one who's on my side today. Woo! That's too funny.
All right, Nevada Nick. Well, I know you're up on your time. You're welcome to hang out, but I know it's late. You're on the East Coast.
Yeah, well, so are we talking about Carr, Thor? Is that what you're saying? Derek Carr?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, I understand. And if you look at Murray's contract now, getting $46 million a year for 6 years, Carr's contract don't look too bad. 3 years, $40 million, year or two, extension. Yeah, I mean, look, what were they going to do? Let him be a lame duck in McDaniel's first year? I mean, it's the move they had to make, I think.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you on that. I just wish we would have cut his ass about 4 years ago. That's all. And then we could have drafted someone and figured out what direction we were going in with that. Exactly, Reef. You cannot throw an interception on the last play of the goddamn season playoff game short of the end zone. That's what gets me. That's what gets me.
That second part, short of the end zone.
The ball wasn't even in the end zone. Even if he somehow got it between them three throws, he was short.
Well, why do we even? I mean, we can't blame Derek Carr for that. That was the worst play call ever. You got to throw it in the end zone.
No, you got to blame Derek Carr on that because if he had the best pocket he had the whole game, and if he waits a second, he got Waller one-on-one. He throws a 50-50 ball to Waller in the back of the end zone instead of
he's never going to wait on that.
Short of the end zone. So yes, again, panic. That's why I blame him.
Well, look,
you gotta have bigger cojones.
That's part of it. Let me say, I agree with you on that a little bit because he doesn't look for other options. He throws what the play is called or he throws it away. I will agree with you on that. But since as a coach, you should know that's what he does, don't even call that. You know what I mean? Call something better than that. So, but I do agree with you. If he could have scrambled or something, I think Waller was open back there, but he's never going to wait for that.
Yeah. But it's going to be different. Yeah. You got one of the best offensive minds in football. You got the best receiver in football. I mean, you have the best receiver in football, a top 3 tight end, and a top 3 slot receiver. So look, it's no excuses for Carr this year. There ain't. I mean, all the I know there's the Carr lovers and the Carr haters. I mean, no matter what this year, you're going to figure it out because there's no excuses. I mean, you got the weapons all around. You got the team. Go get it done.
Right. Well, I think this year there's no option but to love him because he's clearly not going anywhere. He's got re-signed. If you're a Raiders fan, you got to be all in and love this guy. Maybe you could debate before because his contract was coming to an end and there was the whole Mariota talk. But look, he is the guy. The Raiders have made that perfectly clear. He is the guy. And if you don't stand behind him, then you don't really stand behind the Raiders because they made the decision. It's a wrap.
Right.
He's the dude. He's the guy.
Yeah. I agree with you, even though I 100% agree with you. Even though I don't like him like that, I have no choice. They put us in a no choice. We have to support his punk ass.
Right. Well, plus with the you made the move for Adams, so look, I mean, trust me, you don't want Jimmy G as your quarterback. Like him getting, he was on a great team. I mean, Derek Carr. He's a top 10 quarterback on that, but
borderline.
What's the alternative? You know what I mean? What are you gonna wait for a draft pick? And
wait. Can we talk about this? This is a good topic because top 10 for sure. Thor says borderline. I mean, I think I would bump him way higher. I think he's better than Dak. I think he's better. Honestly, I think he's better with Mahomes. To be perfectly honest, you put Derek Carr with the right O-line. And people are onto that Mahomes throwing that ball all slingy or whatever he does. They're onto that. I think he's better. He's better than what they're putting Herbert up there with him. Like he doesn't have the experience yet. Yeah, he's good, but I don't know. I think Derek Carr is definitely top 10, not borderline, and I would even bump him up.
Yeah. Well, the one thing you talk about, and it's so true. Situation's huge. I mean, it really is. Put Dan Marino on the Niners, he would have won a Super Bowl like Joe Montana did. I mean, put Barry Sanders behind that Cowboys line, he'd own every single rushing back. Rushing
Barry Sanders behind that line. Oh my God, no one ever does him.
Situation, and look, there's some quarterbacks that got ruined because of situation. Derek Carr's brother being one of them. Getting drafted to Houston. But no, I think he's top 10. He's right there. I mean, he's definitely better than Dak, no doubt. I think, I would put him. I think he's better than Kyler Murray. I really do. Now, Kyler's game is dynamic, but Kyler is not good in the pocket. Derek Carr is, and he's definitely a better pure thrower.
How do we feel about him matching up again? Not matching up, but do we think he's better than Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Hell no.
I mean, listen. We're talking about right now
No.
in real time. I'm not talking about what Aaron Rodgers maybe did in the past or could have done. I think right now in this season he's better.
Hell no.
No,
Then Aaron Rodgers? Are you
In this
talking about
season.
Aaron? You're talking about that bad man?
Yeah, that's what everyone says. He's that bad, but what has he done? Like if you're that bad, he hasn't really done that much.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What has he done? What has Derek Carr done?
I'm just saying we're looking at this year though.
What are
If we
you
go the best
saying?
this
What are
year,
you
I
saying?
think this season. I think this
Well,
year
I
he's a
think
better
what she-
quarterback.
I'm not speaking for you, Angelo. I think she's saying with the situation Derek Carr is in,
Yeah.
I could see him having a better year. Do I think he's a better quarterback? No.
Well,
But
I'm not looking at career numbers or any of
Yeah,
that. I'm
no.
talking about what we have this season.
yeah, I mean, look, and let's not forget too, Rodgers is losing Devontae Adams now, and that's Rodgers is good, but he has no receivers now. I mean, I might go
Raider
line up outside
805,
on the
thank
outside for
you.
the Packers.
Pyro was
Well,
so much.
You know, Thor even talks about this about MVP and numbers. Nobody cares. We want to see wins, and I think we're gonna get a lot of wins. It's gonna be, I think, 12 wins this year. I think it has to be 12 wins this year to make a playoff push because again, AFC West is great. I said what I said. You don't have to agree with me. That's why we on here. That's why it's our take. That's why it's our opinion.
right.
You know.
Of course.
Well, and look too, you guys got a tough division in regards to the NFC too. I mean, obviously Seattle's not as good, but man, the Niners, the Rams, obviously just won the Super Bowl, and the Cardinals. That's three tough teams. So again, you got the 6 games in your division are hard, and then the 3 games you got to go play. I mean, it's I wouldn't say he's the best quarterback in football.
You would or you wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't say he's the best.
No, I wouldn't. Obviously, I wouldn't either. Yeah. No, by the way, I wasn't dissing Carr last. This is what I've always said about Carr. I keep it real. What I don't like about Carr, and I'll say this over and over again, I don't like the way he comes across and when he says things like it's just a game. No, it's not just a game, it's your livelihood. I've said that over and over. Listen, there's 2 different sides to him. Do I think he plays scared? Yes. Listen, you don't have to try to pull up the receipts on me. I know what I said, and I'll say it again.
Yeah, no,
I still feel that way.
We've all kind of said it's leadership, just being the guy, being the guy in the huddle. I mean, that's what the quarterbacks are. You got to be the leader of the team, especially with how long he's been here now. I mean, he's been the quarterback for many years. I mean, it's his team. I mean,
yeah,
and that's the one thing I would say is lacking a little bit is leadership and like Thor said, cojones. Yeah, I mean that's definitely part of it. But maybe Adams helps bring something out of him. I'm hoping. We'll see.
Hey, and I talk a lot of crap about Carr. It's true, but because he's our quarterback, I have to love him and I have to hope he does great. And I also, people who know me, who are in the parking lot out there in Oakland with me, knew that I loved Derek Carr. I was there. I was in New York, Reef, the year we drafted Derek Carr in the 2nd round. I was at Peter Dillon's. I got there right. I got there a little late, right after we drafted him. I think we were the first pick in the 2nd round that year. We drafted Khalil Mack first because I was there in New York at that draft. And I loved that we drafted Derek Carr there. And I love Derek Carr because his first season, we were 0-10, and he never quit. He beat the Chiefs at home in the fucking monsoon. We were out there. 2 weeks later at home, we knocked the Niners out of playoff contention. And, Nick, you will not know what that means to us Bay Area Raider fans. So for that, I always got love for him. And then we won the last home game that year. We won the last 3 home games that year to finish 3-13. And I loved the way Derek Carr was going, and he was progressing, and I loved him. And then he broke his ankle, or he broke whatever he broke, and I watched him get scared.
Well, I'm hoping McDaniels and just the whole it kind of, because that's the one thing, like when you're around losing, it can become contagious, and now you got the playoff berth, McDaniels coming in. Hopefully it can change some things. And look, obviously he's got his boy Adams in there. That was the one thing too with the Raiders last year. There was some, the attitude was different. You could see that all year,
Yeah.
and hopefully they build on that to, this year.
Yeah. I'm going to say one thing. I want to bring up this comment. Yeah, I think a lot of the guys feel disrespected. I kind of hope they play with a chip on their shoulder and feel like they have something to prove. I feel like for me, I know personally, I work better under pressure, and hopefully they're feeling that, as well, and they really want to make a statement here. But this is an interesting comment. I think this. He says, Raiders till death. I don't think the Raiders ever did Carr any favors. I think that's an interesting point, because if you watch the Jamarcus Russell interview on the Pivot podcast, that's not necessarily standing up for Jamarcus Russell here, but he kind of alluded to that. He said he had no support really from the organization. So, I mean, I don't know if that statement, I don't really have an opinion or agreement or not, but, it's in line with that.
That's a fact. I mean, it really is. I mean, they've had, coaches in and out, then you brought Gruden back, and I really think that was obviously a mistake,
a huge mistake. That I was saying was a huge mistake from the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, he was away from the game for a long time and tried being bringing a 1990s offensive style into the new age of football. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, and I understand all the arguments, and I understand people but can say whatever they want and whatever. At the end of the day, we're Raider fans. That's our quarterback. So we have no choice but to root for him. Again, Derek Carr is not my kind of dude. He lacks that swagger that, to me, you need to be a great quarterback. He could be a great game manager. He could be a winning quarterback, hopefully at some point win playoff games, even a Super Bowl. But I'm going to root for him like hell because I
agree. He needs to be a little more cutthroat,
Yes. Yes. Big time. I just wish he knew how to go and step on him up.
He's right, that part. He's a Raider. He says he always wants to be a Raider, and I respect that. But you know what? Go back and watch the Raiders. I wasn't even around them, but watch the Raiders of the 70s, where they were putting shanks in their wraps. That's I want to see some. I want to see some
out at the bar drinking together and fighting.
You don't get sacked and say, "Good job, man, you sacked me," or help people up. That kind of part I don't like about it.
Yeah.
I want a rough and tough kind of guy, somebody who's gonna have that more mentality. And I think that's the Raiders' mentality, or used to be anyway. Obviously not anymore, but if we could instill that in him somehow, I think that would be great.
And I'm sure
not happening.
Josh McDaniels obviously was around, a player I won't name who was a quarterback, and I'm sure he's going to try to, because it matters, a quarterback that elevates the players around them. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, your guys play hard for you. You especially the line, it's a big thing. I mean, those are the special guys, the ones that, it's like I said, you elevate the play of the guys around you. So, I mean, and this is going to be a big year for him. To me, it's a proven year for him. It really is.
Right. That's what a lot of people say. Who I was listening, like I said, I was listening to JT today, and he was asking people call in whatever, who they thought had the biggest prove it year or upside that they needed to show this year, and no one called in and said Carr. And I was thinking that the whole time, you have no more excuses. So we can, as whether you're a big Carr fan or not, or you're whatever, we can agree you cannot have any more excuses this year. You got your guy.
To that point, this is why I think he doesn't have to prove himself, because they've already signed him. They've already his job is not on the chopping block, if you will. So that's probably why nobody brought him up. He's not going anywhere, whether we like it or not. By the way, I don't know how this turned to the Derek Carr show. It was supposed to be training camp show drink. Supposed to be training camp show double drink. But I think that's probably why, because he doesn't. I forgot to drink. If he has a losing season, he's still not going anywhere. The Raiders have bought into him 100%. And I'm not saying that's good, but that's why I think probably people are saying he doesn't have to quote unquote prove himself. The only reason he has to like quote unquote prove himself is because he doesn't want to be probably talked about negatively. But other than that, his job is not on the line.
Right.
Well, right. No, yes, a little. It could be a little bit. It could be because I heard a thing. I'm not a capologist. I don't know anything about that stuff. But I did hear a thing that said they could get out of Carr next year and only lose like $1 or $2 million, which in the NFL is peanuts.
Yeah. Well, it's only a 3-year deal. So, and this was his last year. So it starts next year. So my guess is really, I don't think they could get out of it next year, but the year after that, maybe. And I think they're looking, they were looking at it as like essentially, McDaniel's new head coach. Like, it makes sense.
Thank you, Reef. Here, let me put this up. I saw that on some kind of show the other day. I saw that on like some whatever. When the season ends, he could be cut. Technically, so to me, it is like if you don't.
To me, it seems like it's proven that is the man. They are bought 100% into it.
Okay, I mean, maybe, but we've seen stranger things in the NFL, and after this many years of never winning a playoff game, and now with no excuses, to me, but. Again, I'm the guy that wants to run the ball and play defense. So I don't care what his numbers look like as long as there's W's attached, as long as there's playoff wins. That's it.
Yeah, well, there should be. So, like I said, if I was a Raiders fan, I would just be positive vibes only, get behind it. With not to be, it's been a rough, time the last 20, 2 decades, and there's a lot of things to be, positive about. And you got McDaniels in there, and I really think too, obviously the first time he was the head coach, it didn't go well. I think it's gonna be different this time. I really do. I think he's gonna have a lot of success. I think he learned from his mistakes. He was young, and come on, they drafted Tim Tebow, which is probably why he wants to keep Derek Carr. He's like, I ain't drafting somebody this time. Give me Derek Carr. He's a proven guy. He had to pull, try to win games.
Yeah. Well, Nevada Nick, you've stuck with us for almost the entire time here. So thank you for that.
He did. Either his computer died because he wasn't planning on being on that long, or he just lost reception. But Nevada Nick,
we appreciate you, Nevada Nick. I don't know if you come back on, that's fine. If not, I get it. But yeah, Thor, I'm gonna bounce out here too because I've got technical difficulties all over the place. But we'll take a few more questions. We've got about 6 minutes here. Thank you, Nevada Nick. We appreciate you being on. I just want to remind everybody. Really, I already put my sweatshirt on, but if you can support my boy here, Lil Chucky Gruden. There's a GoFundMe out for his family. If you haven't already and you have it in your heart and you want to not subscribe, but if you want to donate to the GoFundMe, please do. It's on my Spicy Raider Girl page. I'm actually like broadcasting in an area nearby. That's why I kind of have choppy reception here. But yeah, it's up there. We're praying for the best for their family, and any little bit of help, $1, $2, whatever. So thank you for that. And yes, we mentioned this on our show yesterday. We appreciate you bringing it up. But yeah, rest in peace to Grizz.
Rest in peace, Grizz. Forever Oakland, baby.
Forever Oakland forever. He did a lot for the Oakland community. We lost the real one yesterday morning. So much love from For Life family to his friends. And I saw some photos today on Facebook. I had mentioned yesterday they should put some sort of shrine out there for him, and right now there are some candles and some signs lit for him.
Yeah.
Nevada Nick, no worries. Sorry, power just went out. Oh, definitely gone to the dark.
It's all good. It's all good. I talked to I text Darlene today, trying to find out. I might shoot down there for the funeral, depending on the date or whatever. And she said they weren't sure yet. They'd probably know in a day or two. But they were thinking about trying to put together like a last tailgate on 66 for
Mm.
Grizz. So
Oh,
if
that's
that
awesome.
happens, I'm definitely trying to get out there. I mean, I spent many a night on 66 when I worked at FedEx years ago. Friday nights, I'd get off and I'd go over there, help Grizz set up, drink a beer out there, kick it. No matter what, man, Grizz was out there. So I was right there at the Oakland airport. So I shoot over there, help out, whatever. But yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace, man. 66, baby. I'm trying to get out there. And if you guys are in the town or around the Bay or whatever, the East Bay, whenever it is, if we have a show, I'll try to let people know. I know it'll be a good one out there because a lot of people from all over New York, Reef, them people, I tell them to get out there and kick it. And people will be out there kicking it for sure.
Yeah, totally. Well, Reef, if you want, throw the link in the chats here. I put the GoFundMe link for Sylvia. Reef, if you have the GoFundMe for Grizz, go ahead and throw it in there, and I'll put both of those on the R4Life page and our Spicy Raider Girls page as well. We got to support each other. So again, any amount helps for everyone in our Raider Nation family. And I think that's a good sign off here. I'll just say this. Let's remember with those two things said, let's be kind to one another. Let's make sure we show love. We don't have to like each other, but let's all just get along out there. And we will be posting an auction for Sylvia as well with some Raiders gear that's been donated for Raider Nation. So, just remember, we're not just a franchise, we're a family. Like I said, be kind to one another. And Thor, we go out one way.
And only one way.
All right, for everyone still watching, remember we have For Life our Raiderettes Roundtable on Monday nights. We have Late Night Raw with Mighty Thor and Quiet Q with special guest. On Tuesday nights, we have the Ladies Night Raw. Wednesday with myself and Mother Moon with special guests. And of course, tonight, our regular show, Our Take. And we'll be coming to you live all season. Thank you, Raider Nation. Much love.
Much love, Raider Nation.